All right, now let's talk about this. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez firing back at President Trump after he dubbed her a do-nothing Democrat. The freshman lawmaker touting her accomplishments while calling on the president to, quote, keep up. But who's done more for voters? Here to debate that is Democratic strategist Jason Nichols and GOP strategist Chandelle Summer. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Jason, start with you. What do you make of this back and forth?
Well, I think, number one, we have to look at the accomplishments of Congress. The House of Representatives has passed 800 bills and resolutions, and it's not even Thanksgiving. They seem to die at the desk of Mitch McConnell, who won't even reauthorize the Violence Against Women Act, which is unconscionable. He has, you have the For the People Act. You have paycheck fairness, all of these things that this Congress has worked really hard for and has passed, and then it dies at Mitch McConnell's feet, who is basically President Trump's lackey. So I think that this is where we are right now. Unfortunately, we have this gridlock. We should be working on infrastructure and many other things, and they just don't get passed because Senate and the president are not really looking out for the interests of the American people.
There are things on both that don't get passed for reasons on both sides. But if we jump ahead and we take a look at some of the accomplishments of President Trump and his administration so far, there is a lengthy list. So some of these things you really can't ignore. You're talking about record low unemployment. You're talking about tax cuts. You're talking about portions of the wall that I know some Democrats argue they don't want that. But still, a lot of this is stuff that you can't really debate that's been done. Right, Chandelle?
That's correct. And President Trump should probably tell AOC to keep up the good work. So far, she's managed to single-handedly make the Democratic Party into a socialist party, and it's become the dominant force, which has forced Nancy Pelosi to shift her positions to the left, taking very extremist positions which are not in step with the majority of Americans. She's managed to force Amazon out of New York City, causing millions of dollars worth of lost revenue and thousands of lost jobs to the citizens of New York. She's accused the Israelis of a massacre in defending the Gaza border. She has offended Holocaust survivors by calling Border Patrol concentration camps.
Fairness,
she's doing a lot to damage her positions within the Democratic Party. That's all she's really accomplished.
Devil's advocate, though, and to be fair to both sides, Jason, I'm sure you'll agree with what I'm saying here. As far as the far left socialist side of this country and of these Democrats, she is doing things that they want done. And this is what she's saying in her tweet. She says, in my first 11 months, I've co-sponsored 339 different pieces of legislation, authored 15, took on Big Pharma with my colleagues in hearings that brought the PrEP generic a year early, exposed abuse of power. She also talks about, though, in 4 years that the president has jailed kids. Some of that's not really fair. And also, not everyone in this country wants to see those far left socialist things that are happening right now take over. Jason.
Certain people, particularly billionaires and millionaires, don't want to see these kinds of things. They want to see the tax cuts.
It's not just billionaires and millionaires.
Hold on, Jillian. They want to see the tax cuts that benefit the super wealthy, and that's what's happened under this president. As far as the economy, we know that we can all read a graph. We know that it was trending in this direction long before President Trump actually took office. He's been a beneficiary of things that have been in the works since 2010. The tax cuts and the separating of families, these are things that haven't helped communities and haven't helped people in those communities, and getting rid of DACA, people who have been in this country since they've been 3 years old. Some of the things that he's done have really harmed our communities. These are the same arguments that I feel like people have been making for a long time, and we are out of time, so we do have to go. Chandelle and Jason, we appreciate it. But as we know, look, there are some people who will say that the president has taken over an economy from Barack Obama. Other people will say, no, he's built this economy what it is right now. And some people will also make the cages argument that you just made. And also, we know that we saw those pictures from the Obama administration. So thank you both for being here. We appreciate it. Thank
you, Jillian.